Bapak Ibu peserta sosialisasi yang saya banggakan, mohon bersabar sejenak karena kami masih menunggu Pak Dekan Fakultas Teknik untuk bisa bergabung dalam Zoom meeting bersama kita.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be patient because we waiting for the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Terloka University to join this meeting. Thank you for your attention.
Bapak Ibu, kami memohon maaf ini karena ada kegiatan yang lainnya. Selain kegiatan ini, Pak Dekan akan bergabung sekitar pukul 9.45. Mohon kesabaran dari Bapak Ibu. Terima kasih.
We apologize for the delay. We'll start this event soon. We need 15 minutes to wait the Dean of Faculty of Engineering to join this meeting. Thank you for your attention.
Universitas Tadulako has become an independent national state university since 1981, after previously established only as a branch of University of Hasanuddin in the period of 1966 to 1981. Universitas Tadulako is one of the fastest growing universities in eastern part of Indonesia. Located in Palu, a vibrant capital city of Central Sulawesi Province.
We are really pleased to welcome you in our lovely university, Tadulako University, as a gate of inspiration, desires, and excellent community services through education and research. Our university organizes a modern, innovative, and relevant education, conduct high-quality research and community services, and also establishes a good cooperation with its stakeholders. We are very proud to be with you. Together we can make it.
As the biggest and the fastest growing institution in the province, Universitas Tadulako has an enormous opportunity to contribute to the quality, aspiration, and success of the next generation. Universitas Tadulako has become the center of science, culture, and art with a significant aim to unify people from various backgrounds. Located about 15 kilometers downtown, surrounded by abundant green areas, Universitas Tadulako is able to provide comfortable learning, teaching, and research activity environment. In Universitas Tadulako, we have various choices of study to offer, both for undergraduates and postgraduates, in order to cater different individual interests, encountering the dynamics of our fast-changing world. More than 40,000 college students applied. Over 30 of them are international students from several foreign countries. International students can be assured that they will receive all supports that they need while completing studies in Universitas Tadulako. Studying in Universitas Tadulako means that students will experience challenges, inspiration, and support, of relevant learning opportunities, and be equipped with outstanding skills and knowledge. Today, Universitas Tadulako has 11 faculties, over from undergraduates and postgraduates program. Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Faculty of Social and Political Studies, Faculty of Economics, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Agricultural Sciences, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, Faculty of Forestry, Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences, Faculty of Animal Sciences and Fishery, Faculty of Public Health, and Postgraduate. In supporting the core aim of Universitas Tadulako to be the center of knowledge, technology, culture, and art in Central Sulawesi, Universitas Tadulako is equipped with main library linked to 11 faculty libraries, an international affairs office, a language center, a herbarium, an information and technology center, and a research center. In addition to that, Universitas Tadulako is also obtained by growing numbers of international students coming from Papua New Guinea. Timor-Leste. Thailand, Vietnam, and Egypt. In the effort of strengthening academic quality to meet international standards, Universitas Tadulako has established mutual collaboration with a number of higher education institutions in Indonesia and overseas, such as Thailand, Australia, Taiwan, Japan, Vietnam, and the People's Republic of China. Universitas Tadulako has become an independent national state university since 1981, after previously established only as a branch of University of Hasanuddin in the period of 1966 to 1981. Universitas Tadulako is one of the fastest growing universities in eastern part of Indonesia. Located in Palu, a vibrant capital city of Central Sulawesi Province.
We are really pleased to welcome you in our lovely university, Tadulako University, as a gate of inspiration, desires, and excellent community services through education and research. Our university organizes a modern, innovative, and relevant education, conduct high-quality research and community services, and also establishes a good cooperation with its stakeholders. We are very proud to be with you. Together we can make it.
As the biggest and the fastest growing institution in the province, Universitas Tadulako has an enormous opportunity to contribute to the quality, aspiration, and success of the next generation. Universitas Tadulako has become the center of science, culture, and art with a significant aim to unify people from various backgrounds. Located about 15 kilometers downtown, surrounded by abundant green areas, Universitas Tadulako is able to provide comfortable learning, teaching, and research activity environment. In Universitas Tadulako, we have various choices of study to offer, both for undergraduates and postgraduates, in order to cater different individual interests, encountering the dynamics of our fast-changing world. More than 40,000 college students applied. Over 30 of them are international students from several foreign countries. International students can be assured that they will receive all supports that they need while completing studies in Universitas Tadulako. Studying in Universitas Tadulako means that students will experience challenges, inspiration, and support, or relevant learning opportunities, and be equipped with outstanding skills and knowledge. Today, Universitas Tadulako has 11 faculties, over from undergraduates and postgraduates program, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Faculty of Social and Political Studies, Faculty of Economics, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Agricultural Sciences, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, Faculty of Forestry, Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences, Faculty of Animal Sciences and Fishery, Faculty of Public Health, and Postgraduate. In supporting the core aim of Universitas Tadulako to be the center of knowledge, technology, culture, and art in Central Sulawesi, Universitas Tadulako is equipped with main library linked to 11 faculty libraries and international
(2020) International Conference on Science in Engineering and Technology (IRSPSD). International conference which covers science and applied engineering and technology. IRSPSD 2020 will be held on October 21st and 22nd, 2020 in Palu, Indonesia. hosted by Universitas Tadulako and is jointly organized with Association for Scientific Computing Electronics and Engineering (ASCI), Universitas Islam Alauddin Makassar, Universitas Negeri Malang, Universitas Mula Warman, Universitas Muslim Indonesia, and Universitas Lambung Mangkurat. Really great speakers: Professor Dr. Zhen Xiangsen, Faculty of Geoscience and Civil Engineering Institute of Science and Engineering, Kanazawa University, Japan; Professor Dr. Richard Slauzes, Department of Urban and Regional Planning and Geoinformation Management, Twente University, Netherlands; Professor Dr. Johannes Widodo, Department of Architecture, School of Design and Environment, National University, Singapore; Professor Yandi Andri Yatmo, PhD, Department of Architecture, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Indonesia; Professor Amar Akbar Ali, Department of Architecture, Universitas Tadulako, Indonesia; Dr. Diana Contreras Mochka, Newcastle University, United Kingdom.
Enjoy your conference.
Baik Bapak Ibu, sebelum kita mulai acaranya, alhamdulillah Bapak Dekan sudah bisa bergabung bersama kita. Saya akan membacakan peraturan. Yang pertama, Bapak Ibu kami mengingatkan kembali untuk mengganti virtual background dengan virtual background yang telah disiapkan oleh panitia dan merubah nama tampilan di Zoom dengan format nama dan asal universitas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the delay. We remind you to use the virtual background which has been prepared by the committee and change your display name with format name _ institution. At the end of the socialization, we will send link of attendance list. We need your attention to follow this activity until the end.
Dan di akhir sosialisasi, kami juga akan mengirimkan link absen dan sertifikat. Mohon para peserta bisa mengikuti kegiatan ini sampai di akhir. Terima kasih. Baik, kita akan mulai acaranya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera untuk kita sekalian.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Yang terhormat Wakil Rektor Bidang Pengembangan dan Kerjasama, Bapak Profesor Amar.
The Honorable Vice Rector of Development and Corporation, Profesor Amar.
Yang kami hormati Dekan Fakultas Teknik Universitas Tadulako, Bapak Dr. Andi Rusdin.
The Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Tadulako University, Dr. Andi Rusdin.
Yang kami hormati para wakil dekan di lingkungan Fakultas Teknik Universitas Tadulako.
The Honorable Vice Deans of Faculty of Engineering, Tadulako University.
Yang kami hormati para pejabat di lingkungan Fakultas Teknik Universitas Tadulako.
The Honorable Officials in the Faculty of Engineering, Tadulako University.
Yang kami hormati narasumber sosialisasi jurnal IRSPSD Section C, Profesor Seng Jeng Sen and Dr. Putri Fitriati.
The Honorable keynote speakers, IRSPSD Journal Socialization Section C, Professor Zhen Xiangxin and Dr. Putri Fitriati.
Dan yang kami banggakan seluruh peserta sosialisasi jurnal IRSPSD Section C.
And all participants of the IRSPSD Section C Journal Socialization.
Puji dan syukur kita panjatkan kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala karena dengan rahmat dan cintanya kita dapat berkumpul dan mengikuti sosialisasi pada hari ini dengan keadaan sehat walafiat.
Praise and gratitude to be over to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because with His grace and love we can gather and follow this socialization today.
Tak lupa pula salawat beserta salam kita kirimkan kepada Nabi besar kita, Nabi Muhammad SAW, kepada keluarganya, kepada para sahabatnya, pengikutnya, dan kepada kita sekalian.
Salawat and greetings to great Prophet Muhammad, to his family, his friends, followers, and to all of us.
Hadirin yang berbahagia, saya selaku MC akan membacakan susunan acara kita pada hari ini.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the master of ceremony of our event today. Please let me read our agenda today.
Yang pertama adalah pembukaan yang sedang berlangsung.
First, the opening.
Yang kedua adalah pembacaan doa.
Second, prayer reading.
Yang ketiga, mendengarkan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya.
Third, listening to the national anthem of Indonesia Raya.
Keempat, sambutan Wakil Rektor Bidang Pengembangan dan Kerjasama.
Fourth, speech by the Vice Rector of Development and Corporation.
Yang kelima adalah sambutan dari Dekan Fakultas Teknik.
Fifth, speech from Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Tadulako University.
Yang keenam, sesi foto.
Sixth, photo session.
Yang ketujuh, pemutaran video SPSD Conference and Community.
7. SPSD Conference and Community Video Screening.
8. Sesi materi sosialisasi.
8. Socialization Material Session.
9. Diskusi dan tanya jawab.
9. Discussion, question and answer.
Dan yang terakhir, yang ke-10, penutupan dan pengumuman KESAID 2021.
And the last, closing and the announcement of ICOSIAT 2021.
Untuk mengefisienkan waktu, langsung saja kita ke acara selanjutnya, yaitu pembacaan doa yang akan dipimpin oleh Bapak Asrafil. Kepada Bapak kami persilakan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prayer will be delivered by Mr. Asrafil. Time is yours.
Oke, sorry. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let us bow our head for a moment, pray to God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, so that our virtual dissemination can be precious to all of us. I will lead this prayer based on the teaching of Islam in Bahasa, and those who are not Muslim, you are pleased to pray according to each of your belief. Prayer begins. Auzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hamdan syakirin, hamdan naimin, hamdan yuafini ma wa yakafi mazida. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karim wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Allahumma ya Allah, hanya kepadamu kami menyembah dan hanya kepadamu kami memohon pertolongan. Pada hari ini kami akan melaksanakan virtual dissemination, International Review for Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development Section C. Kegiatan ini sangat besar sekali arti dan manfaatnya bagi kami. Untuk itu ya Allah, limpahkan sifat rahman dan rahim-Mu kepada kami, sehingga kami dapat mengambil ilmu yang bermanfaat dari kegiatan ini. Melalui kegiatan ini pula, kiranya Engkau dapat melimpahkan kekuatan dan pengetahuan luas kepada kami, serta pahamkanlah kami dengan semua yang kami dengar dan kami lihat. Ya Allah ya Tuhan kami, dengan memohon ridha dan izin-Mu, berkahilah semua langkah kami, dan jadikan semua yang kami lakukan dan ikhtiarkan menjadi nilai ibadah di sisi-Mu, dan anugerahkan kepada kami apa-apa yang telah Engkau anugerahkan kepada hamba-hamba-Mu yang soleh. Ya Allah ya Ghafur, Engkau yang Maha Pengampun atas segala dosa, ampunilah dosa kami, dosa orang tua kami, dosa para pemimpin kami, dosa para pejuang-Mu, dan dosa para pendahulu kami. Tempatkanlah mereka dan kami semua ini dalam lindungan rahmat dan hidayah serta ampunan-Mu. Ya Allah ya Mujib, Engkau yang Maha mengabulkan doa, perkenankanlah doa dan permohonan kami. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun alal mursalin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Praise over. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Demikian pembacaan doa kepada Bapak Asrafil, kami ucapkan terima kasih.
To Mr. Asrafil, thank you very much.
Kita beranjak ke acara yang ketiga, yaitu mendengarkan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya.
Listening to the national anthem of Indonesia Raya.
Selanjutnya kita ke acara yang keempat, yaitu sambutan dari Wakil Rektor Bidang Pengembangan dan Kerjasama yang akan disampaikan oleh Bapak Profesor Amar. Kepada Bapak kami persilakan.
Next, we please the Vice Rector of Development and Cooperation, Professor Amar, to deliver his speech. Time is yours, sir.
Prof. Ya.
Bisa dengar? Oke, sorry.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, I will begin. Before I begin the speech, I would like to convey the best regard from the Rector or Chancellor of Tarulak University and apology from him for not being able to attend this moment because there is another agenda and he represented me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. All the greeting goodness of all to all. Honorable for Zhen Jiangshen as editor of its Chief International Review of Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development, IRSPSD, International University from Kanazawa University. Putri Fitriati, PhD Engineering, as Executive Editor of IRSPSD, Section C, and Managing Editor for SPSD after conference publication Tadulako University from Tadulako University, Indonesia. Insinyur Hendra Setiawan, MT, PhD Engineering, as moderator from Tadulako University, Indonesia. Dr. Engineering Insinyur Andi Rusdin, STMT, MSc Engineering, as Engineering Dean Faculty, Tadulako University. Director of Postgraduate Program, Tadulako University. Head of Institute Research and Community Service, LPPM, Tadulako University. Head of International Publication Center and Collaboration, IPCC, Tadulako University. All Deans Engineering Faculty from all university. All Vice Dean Engineering Faculty, Tadulako University. All Head of Department and all Study Program Coordinator Engineering Faculty, Tadulako University. And all lecturer, staff, and student at Engineering Faculty. Excellency, the keynote speaker on this virtual dissemination of IRSPSD Journal Section C, Tadulako University today, Professor Zhenjiang Sen from Kanazawa University, Japan, Putri Fitriati, PhD in Engineering from Tadulako University, Indonesia. Distinguished guests, all of the organizing committee and participants in virtual dissemination of IRSPSD Journal Section C, Tadulako University, that I highly appreciate. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let's pray and thanks of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has been giving us some mercies and blessing so we can attend the greater in the online meeting in good condition and happy situation. My salawat and salam are always given to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has taught their people respectively in order to attain happy and propitious life in this world and hereafter. This dissemination meeting is proudly organized by SPSD Press in partnership with IRSPSD International University and UPSP Faculty Engineering, Tadulako University. Today, world is facing many challenges. The population of the consume put us to address the sustainability agenda in delivering improvement in efficiency and resources productivity. Together, we are responsible for building a better life and safety for society by applying knowledge to convert resource into product and service without compromising the ability of future generations to cope with their needs. Ladies and gentlemen, starting in 2018, when Tadulako University visited Kanazawa University in Japan, their warm discussion bring us to one conclusion in which we must build a robust research collaboration and sustainable planning. While at the moment, Kanazawa University, especially the Urban Planning Laboratory, lead an international community of spatial planning and sustainable development, SPSD. In this way, SPSD proliferating connected research across Asia, which affect widening sustainable related discussion. This community has developed into the strong connection and produced one famous international journal named International Community of the Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. It's called IRSPSD. The IRSPSD seek to learn from researchers and integrated multidisciplinary platform and their reflective various perspectives, etc., economic development, social equality, ecological protection, and to achieve a sustainable urban form. The international journal attempts to provide insight to the achievement of sustainable urban form through spatial planning and implementation. Here we focus on planning experience at local cities and some metropolitan area, particularly in Asia countries. Submission is expected from multidisciplinary viewpoint, encompassing land use pattern, housing development, transportation, green design, and agricultural and ecological system. Ladies and gentlemen, after the 2018 meeting, IRSPSD invite Tadulako University and other research and education institutions in Indonesia to join IRSPSD community and to manage another section of IRSPSD. In 2020, the Memorandum of Understanding was signed between Kanazawa University or IRSPSD and Tadulako University. And finally, this year's 2021, Indonesia, through the University of Tadulako, would officially launch IRSPSD Section C, Planning and Design Implementation Section. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we all can significantly make contribution to planning research in the not too distant future. Thank you for being here. Welcome and join the discussion to all our distinguished guests and participants. Thank you very much for your attention. Wallahu musta'an. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Demikian sambutan dari Bapak Wakil Rektor Bidang Pengembangan dan Kerjasama kepada Bapak Profesor Amar. Kami ucapkan banyak terima kasih.
The Vice Rector of Development and Cooperation, Professor Amar, thank you very much for your nice speech.
Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, kita lanjut ke acara selanjutnya, yaitu sambutan dari Dekan Fakultas Teknik, sekaligus membuka acara kegiatan pada hari ini kepada Bapak Dr. Andi Rusdin. Kami persilakan.
Ladies and gentlemen, next we will be delivered speech by Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, who will officially open this event. To Dr. Andi Rusdin, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Can you hear my voice? Speaker. Can you hear my voice? Clearly, okay. First of all, I would like to thank God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has been giving us blessing and mercies so we can attend this dissemination. My salawat and salam are always given to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Good morning. The Honorable Rector of Tadulako University, represented by the Vice Rector of Development and Collaboration, Professor Amar. Distinguished speaker, Professor Senjian Sen, Ohayo gozaimasu. Professor Senjian is a professor at Faculty of Bioscience and Civil Engineering, Institute of Science and Engineering, Kanazawa University. He also acts as editor-in-chief of International Review for Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development, IRSPSD International, Kanazawa University. We also convey our grateful to the second speaker, Dr. Putri Fitriati, Executive Editor of IRSPSD Section C at Tadulako University. We would like to thank Dr. Setiawan and committee, and also the Unit of Learning Resource Development, Faculty of Engineering, Tadulako University, that organized this dissemination. Also for moderator, Mr. Hendra Setiawan, the lecturer of Civil Engineering. Thank you very much for guiding this dissemination. And I also want to thank all participants who joined this program. We, Faculty of Engineering are proud that we are managing in the Faculty of Engineering the IRSPSD Section C, which is Index in Scopus Quartile 2. Ladies and gentlemen, as lecturers and researchers, we are required to publish the research and result of the research to reputed international journal. There is some reasons to publish research findings, such as validating the research approach by peer review, communicating the information that we have found will help other researchers to advance their work, and then this contribution to develop knowledge in our field. And also one of the most important that helps advance our career as we are considered for academic appointment and promotion. Similar to other universities, Tadulako University strives to increase the number of research publications in internationally reputable journals. For this reason, we try to manage international journals by ourselves in collaboration with Kanazawa University, which is signed in 2020. The management of IRSPSD Journal Section C has been transferred to Tadulako University. This opportunity is certainly very helpful in increasing the number of publications in our university. To maintain quality and reputation, of course, we also invite colleagues from other universities in Indonesia to contribute in the journal. We also expected papers from foreign researchers. Another advantage that we expected by organizing this journal, that it will be used in our international conference to issue selected papers. As information, every year at the Faculty of Engineering, we carry out international conference. And another advantages is the opportunity to manage the IRSPSD Section C will be available to us to establish new international journals, because we expected that every department in Faculty of Engineering has one international journal, because we know that IRSPSD itself, it's mainly for architecture and urban planning. In this dissemination, the speakers will also describe other sections of the IRSPSD journal. It is an important information for us to explore the possibility to write paper not only in the section C that organized by Tadulako University, but also to other sections of IRSPSD. Ladies and gentlemen, by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, we, Faculty of Engineering Tadulako University, are officially open the dissemination of IRSPSD Section C Journal C. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Demikian sambutan dari Dekan Fakultas Teknik kepada Bapak, kami ucapkan banyak terima kasih.
Student of the Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Andi Rusdin, thank you for your welcoming speech.
Bapak Ibu, sebelum kita masuk ke acara selanjutnya, kita akan melakukan sesi foto bersama, dan saya persilakan kepada Bapak Ibu untuk mengaktifkan videonya. Kepada panitia yang bertugas, kami persilakan untuk mengambil gambar.
To all participants, we are going to conduct a group photo session, so please activate your camera video. We invite the committee on that day. Please activate your camera.
Baik, ini ada 7 slide. Mungkin saya akan mulai dari slide pertama. 1, 2, 3. Oke, di second slide yang kedua. 1, 2, 3.
Astaga.
Oke, next slide. Okay, next slide again. Okay, 5 slide. Six slide. Okay, the last slide. 1, 2, 3. Baik, terima kasih Bapak Ibu. Kita beranjak ke acara yang ke-8, yaitu sesi materi. Pada sesi ini akan...
Sebelum moderator, terima kasih. Sebelumnya saya mau say hello dulu dengan hello Prof. Zen, how are you? Nice to see you. Long time no to see. How are you, Prof? Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. I'm very glad do you want to join in SPDC and have very thanks from rector. Yes, he's give me a chance to provide the IRSPSD section C for Tadulak University. It's very thanks for join and collaboration with the Kanazawa University. Okay, nice to meet you, Professor. Yes, Professor. Nice to meet you. Yes. And I'm sorry, I will first to leave for the room because I have the other agenda. I want to give explanation for my student and the same time. Okay. Thank you very much. And after that, I will join again. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Terima kasih, Prof.
Looking forward to see you somewhere.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Also, visit the Kanazawa University again. Thank you.
Okay. Good feeling.
Baik Bapak Ibu, kita beranjak ke acara selanjutnya yaitu sesi materi. Pada sesi ini akan ada 2 pembicara. Yang pertama oleh narasumber kita, Profesor Seng Jensen, dan yang pembicara keduanya adalah Ibu Dr. Putri Fitriati. Dan untuk moderator sosialisasi pada hari ini adalah Bapak Dr. Hendra Setiawan.
Our next agenda, materialization. In this session, there will be 2 speakers. The first one will be delivered by speaker Professor Zen Xiangsen, and the second one will be delivered by Dr. Putri Fitriati. The moderator for the socialization today is Dr. Hendra Setiawan. So Dr. Hendra Setiawan, please conduct this materialization. Thank you.
Pada Bapak Moderator, Bapak Dr. Setiawan, kami persilakan untuk memandu acara selanjutnya.
Sorry. Okay. Thank you, our Master of Ceremony or our MC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Respectable the Editor-in-Chief of IRSPSD International, Professor Zen Jiangsen, the Vice Rector of Tadulako University, Development and Cooperation Affairs, Professor Amar, the Dean of Engineering Faculty, Tadulako University, Dr. Engineering Andi Rusdin, and the Honorable all participants of this seminar. I'm Hendra Setiawan, the moderator of today's seminar. I'm very pleased to see you here and welcome all of you to this seminar. Today's seminar is about the dissemination of international review for spatial planning and sustainable development, section C, planning and design implementation. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have 2 speakers. Our first speaker today is Professor Zen Jiangsen, and please allow me to share and read a short CV of Professor Zen. Professor Zen education record, graduate bachelor from Tsinghua University, majoring in urban planning and design, and graduate from master and doctoral degree in 1997 from Hiroshima University. There are some professional experience of Professor Sen. We can see from Hiroshima University and also Kanazawa University, Japan. Research field of Professor Sen, mostly in urban planning, architecture planning, spatial analysis, and also GIS. Professor Sen also joined in some academic society, for example, City Planning Institute of Japan and International Community of Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. Prof. Sen also now as editor-in-chief of IRSPSD International. Here are some publications by Prof. Sen. There are so many publication and also book published. I thought that a short CV of Prof. Sen. Now, allow me to welcome our first speaker, Prof. Sen, to deliver his presentation. And if you have questions, please put them in the chat column and we will read them out during the question and answer session. Prof. Sen, the time is yours.
So thank you very much for inviting me to join this great event for dissemination of IRSPSD. Now I would like to share my screen and to check if we can see the slide correctly. First I like to check with my staff. So, okay. So my staff in our side say the slide is working well. And firstly, I'd like to say thank you for this invitation from Tadulako University, and thank you for the warm welcome speech of Vice Rector Ama and Dean Antti Austin, and for the moderators' work for organizing this seminar. And I still remember last year in February, Professor Ama and Professor Hadi and some distinguished scholars from Tadulako University visit our university, and also we'll share international symposium together. At that time, we start to discuss the international cooperation for the general editing, and also we start a strong relation with the two universities between Tadulako University and Kanazawa University. So in the past 2020 year, we signed agreement to start this cooperation for international review for spatial planning and sustainable development. Also, we start the international exchange between our two universities. And so today, I know this is an event that to promote IRSPSD journal in Indonesia. So I prepared some some information for introduce the SPSD community. And for academic publications, now this community take charge in book series. The book series name is Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. And also we own the journal. The name is just everybody already know, plus International Review for Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. I think we have a very good staff that is Dr. Budri and Dr. Rifai and in university, because their effort for this cooperation, so we can start this cooperation for editing these journals. The concept of International Review for Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development is more focused on the planning process of spatial planning for the sustainable development. So actually we have the 4 sections as original consideration when we start this journal. So the 4 sections actually we designed as the planning strategy and design concept, and following with the planning analysis and simulation. And now planning and design implementation now will be charged by Tadulako University in Indonesia. And finally, we have another session, we call it planning evaluation. So let's, how to say that there's a design concept to planning analysis and implementation and analysis. So that's the what we consider in the planning process, which is for the concept of International Review for Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. So under the effort between our 2 universities, or between more academic institutes and more universities, and so we already edited this journal for several years already. Thank you for all the authors and the reviewers contribute to this journal. So as today's invitation, I'd like to introduce the academic publication organized by IRSPSD. And I think Professor Amma and Professor Andy Osteen already introduced the International Community of Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. And I think I have watched you edit a very beautiful video for this event. And I think that's very nice introduction for our communities. And actually, the IRSPSD International Conference started from Kanazawa University in 2011. And then the second time is organized in Tsinghua University in Beijing. That's not included in the video, so I like to make a explanation for this. So the spatial planning and the sustainable development, that concept is quite important in the world now. And as you all know, the United Nations also now launched the project SDGs, so that's Sustainable Development Goals. And also, all the government in the world, I think, also consider how to promote the SDGs in their own countries. In Kanazawa University, now is discussing to start a new center, research center, as DGS Research Center. So the topic is very important in now. And as my understanding, there are 3 main journals focused on planning and sustainable development. And one is edited by in the United Kingdom, England. Another is organized in Canada. It's a journal by a private company. And the journal edited in United Kingdom is also organized by a university. And so the last one is our journal. we organize in Asian countries. So the International Review for Spatial Planning and System Development will focus on the regional, in the Asian countries for the planning and the sustainable development. So for this, we also cooperate with the Springer. I think it's also very important to cooperate with famous publishers. And also it's very important to develop our journal at the level of region, in the Asia regions, to develop the international exchange between Asia countries and Asia scholars. This slide shows the book series. I started from 2018, and the name of this book series is Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. It's just our concept of our communities. Now we already published 5 books with this with Springer, and actually first book is published with Springer. The book name is Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. It is edited as after conference book publication of IRSPSD 2011. The last was held in Kanazawa University. And then we set up the book series for IRSPSD. So you can see we have published several books like Green City Planning and Practice in Asian Cities, and Urban Planning and Water-Related Disaster Management, and Data Argument Design. And we will publish a new book in this June, and the name is Chinese Urban Planning and Construction, from historical wisdom to modern miracle. They also are looking forward to some book proposed by the Indonesia scholars. And this book, actually, we also get a lot of help from the Indonesia scholars like Dr. Putri and Dr. Rifai. They helped me to edit the Green City Planning and Practice in Asian Cities, and another book, Urban Planning and Water-Related Disaster Management. And these 2 books was indexed in Book Citation Index of Web of Science. So we have anyway, so I think it's a good achievement for continue to edit this book series. Another work we cooperated with each other is to edit the International Review of Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. This is the latest issue published with GSStage. Because this journal, actually, we published in GSStage, that is the Agency of Science Technology in Japan's government. They support our publication. And this journal is registered in the section for library, a Japanese library. It's a Japanese National Congress Library. So the number ISSN is registered in the Japanese National Congress in their library sections. And we cooperate, we publish this journal in GST, that's the Japanese Agency of Science and Technology. It's the Minister of, we can call it as the Minister of the Science and Technology. It's more understandable, but in Japan we call it agency. And the GSStage is a publication database, very big database managed by Japanese governments. Now, Taduraga University cooperates with Kanazawa University, Tsinghua University for editing this journal. And so we also have a very simple website that by which we can get more information about our journal. So we have explained our aim as scopus, and also we present the editorial board here. And now we have because we like to promote this journal under the international cooperation. So we set up the international editorial office. And now the journal is indexed in Web of Science, but still in the stage of emerging science citation index. Now, for next step, we also cooperate with the quality analysis of the company around the database. We'd like to promote this journal to the core database of Web of Science under the help of Indonesia scholars. Now the journal is many index in the scopus is classified in the disciplinary of urban studies. And now is in the Q2, is quarter 2, anyways, related good journal in Asia regions. And now we also included in the CNKI, this official publication database in China, and also we index in Google Scholar and also UDL, EDGE. I think there's a big database in Malaysia. So we have several, we run the several international editorial office. And in Japan, we have a Kanazawa office. And for Tsinghua University, we have the Beijing office. And also, we cooperate with Fuzhou University. So we have Fuzhou offices. They started 2018. And now we have the Palu office, we call it the Palu office. That actually is located in the Tadulako University. So this journal originally started from the cooperation between Kanazawa University and Tsinghua University. Now we have more universities, particularly Tadulako University, can develop our journal in the region of the, I think including not only Indonesia, also including Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand. And that is big areas. So in the different, in all the editorial offices, they are also edited their own homepages. They're also looking forward the homepage will be launched by Tadulako University in Indonesia. And so here we also show some information of the general ranking. Is I guess all you know, I think you're familiar with the Scopus database. And you can see in the Asia countries in the field of the urban studies, we are ranked is the second. And also is the only one journal ranked is Q2. And I like to develop more citation and more more documents that can be published in our journals. And as you all know, there are some index that issued by Scopus. We are still, the SJR is still 0.227, right? And anyway, this rank is the second, is Skåne in the spatial planning side is the most, is the best journal in Asian countries. You can see here, we have ranked as a second, and high index is a 7. Also, this is about the ranking information of this journal. And also, we like to compare with the top journal in the world in the field of urban study and the spatial planning side. And we compare with the cities and urban studies and the landscape urban planning. Cities Urban Studies and Landscape Urban Planning is a very famous journal in the world. Also, they have a long history. We have only 8 years. I started from my studying to editing this journal in 2013. So we still only have 7 years, less than 10 years. And when we check the disciplinary that the scholars cooperate with us, it's quite wide, right? Because they covered all the, all the planning issues from the land use, transportation, history, and green city. So you can see the point, the cycle presented in the biggest cycles is very, how to say that, very with different colors, but they have almost the same published numbers. So we can check carefully about the disciplinary present in these figures. For example, it's about the land development. They also have a publication about the building environment and also car sharing. They also have the traffic behavior and the cellular automotive model and green space and green infrastructure and thermal comfort and landscape green infrastructures, and also including the information modeling and decision making. So it covers all the planning process. So as the original consideration for publish this journal, I think we like to cover the all planning procedures. So basically, I think we have the achievement to cover all the disciplinary that related to all the planning process. Let me change it to check the top journal in the world. So when we check in the left side, the cities is, as you all know, I think it's a top journal in the world. They have only 3 big points, right? You've seen the big circle. So that biggest one is smart city, municipal administration. Another one is the climate change adaptation, and the third one is build environment. So all these actually is also including in the publication of our journal. But you can see the cities probably have a main focus on the municipal administration and the built environment and the climate change adaptations. So probably they have their own policies, but compared with them, we covered more disciplinary. So the concept of the multidisciplinary for the planning process, I think is achieved. The goal is achieved. So when we compare with other journals, I think the urban studies is more like our journal. They also cover a lot of disciplinaries. So they have a lot of points distributed in the big circles. So within the circle, we can also see the municipal administration, urban sprawl, and urbanization, built environment, and social ecology system, climate change adaptation, community support, and cultures. And so this the urban study covered more disciplinary than cities. So when we turn to the landscape and urban planning, they also have their focus. When we check the biggest point you can find, it is focused on the green space and green infrastructures. And also, I think in this circle, the second point probably is about the ecosystem service and urban biodiversity, and also about the building environment. So all the journals, basically, they will focus on the urban areas, land use development. And also, they also focus on the building environment. But the different journal, I mean the top journal in the world, they have their own characteristic. But so different with the top journals, we have our own concept. We like to cover the all planning procedures that will cover more multidisciplinary and make the researchers, students can understand better, I think, understand better of the land use planning, the spatial planning. So because issues about the spatial planning can be covered by our journal. So we have our own characteristic, and also like to develop this characteristic with all you, and so there's some ambitious with our community like to make our journal different with other top journals. So then I'd like to see what is our cooperation in the world. You can see the scholarly output is mean the papers number. So you can see the Seoul University make biggest contribution to our journal, and follow is Tsinghua University, and the third is the Kanagawa University. And there are several Japanese universities like Kanagawa University, Ismenka Asia Pacific University, and Kyushu University. And some from the Chinese universities, Tsinghua, and I mean that also I'd like to say some university from Taiwan, Shenzhen University and the National Taipei University, Xiamen University, and Fuzhou University. Now we have the editorial board, office, international office in Tsinghua, Kanagawa, and Fuzhou. I think the Fuzhou need to, make more effort on the publication to contribute to these journals. And we still, I think that Indonesia is just start the Indonesian office, and also looking forward to the contribution from Indonesia side. So this is about the contribution with the active institution in Asia countries. So you can see this cooperation in Japan, Korea, and China. And also we are looking forward to the cooperation with Indonesia. And this is, actually we don't publish a lot of papers, so the number of our scholar output is limited. So the citation is also a small number, but for the per citation, per publication is 1.9. It means one journal averagely has 2 citations. So I also discussed with the staffs in Wheel of Science. They say our impact factor, if they include our journal in their core database, probably is impact factor is 2. So in the urban studies field, we quite close to the, anyway, from the citation per publication view, and probably we have already have a good result that also looking forward to cover with the Web Science called collection database. But when we compare with the citation of cities, you can find this 90,000 citation of cities. But they also publish more papers, publish more than 1,000 in each year. But in our journal, we still publish no more than 100. So the citation even is small, but we also get a high citation per publications. So, but the problem is when we compare with the field-weighted citation impact, that's we can imagine the one is the, I would say, is the relative strong impact in this field. The cities, they get the score of field-weighted statistic impact is 2, is more than 2, is over 1, but we still under 1. So I'd like to invite the scholars in Indonesia more cite our journal and also publish with our journal. So the citation and publication number, I think, is very important task in the public office in Indonesia. And I'm looking forward to your cooperation. Another, I can check the real account. A real account, we get very good numbers because we only have a small number of publications, but we get a lot of readers. And also we cited by some top journals, the authors in the top journals. But you can check the cities viewed by top journals authors more than us. Anyway, it's in our progress. So that means if you publish it in top journal, please definitely sign our journal. So this score will keep going. That's very important. I think your distinguished research in Indonesia country also published papers in the journal have long histories. So when you publish with the journals, please cite our journal to support our journals development. So there's a basic situation of the citation and readers in the world. And others, I also prepared some maps. That's I think quite easy for us to understand the cooperation, the situation for cooperation, and also we can understand the distribution of our authors and our readers in the world. So this one is about the scholar output. It means the numbers of publication. So you can check here that Japan, even is a small, it's an island, but it publishes 93. And China is the biggest country in this area, it publishes 76. And in South Korea, they are 24. And in Taiwan, they are 24. So that means now we, the scholars and the authors mainly come from the East Asia. But besides that, the most contributor, the most biggest contributor is Indonesia. So we have published 19 papers with Indonesian scholars in our journal. And anyway, we also like to focus the training issues in Asian areas. So that's mean we have a good impact in these areas. And also we invite the researchers in North American and European countries and other regional. They can publish if their research focus the collaboration between the European country and Asian country, or they probably focus the Asia training issues that they can also publish with us, and also they can cite more people with us. So when I think the research in European country and North American, they are quite active in citation. So when you check this map, you can see anyway Chinese scholars, Japanese scholars, and Indonesian scholars have the highest citation score. I mean the cite number. But you can when you check the American and the European countries, they also cite our journal frequently. So that's very important to develop the cooperation between European and North American countries for our journal. Now we already have many, how to say, the most cited paper publications is from the Asian country. So it means the papers submitted by Indonesian authors have got 14 citations in the world. And the publication from American, from USA, get 15 citations from the world. The researchers that published the paper with us have got 115 citations. And Japan has also get a very good grade. It's 116 citations from the world. I think the publication from Japan is not so many, but they get, anyway, the ranking is certain, but they also get the citation ranking is second. So this citation means a cooperation between each other is very important. We need to share our planning issues, and also we read the author's paper from other countries, and then we can have more discussion between them. So for that, I think we also can organize such kind of event like this time, so we can have more cooperation with each other and share the planning issues and have more common knowledge with each other. And then we can promote our citation numbers. And the final area I like to is not. I think our goal is still need to develop a journal index in the SSCI journal or SCI journal. So for that, we need to develop our cooperation and promote our journal. So this one is the publication, the citation number of the publication. So you can see the European researchers get a high score, and the Indonesia also get a 2.1 point. It's almost the same. It's bigger than China. So the impact issue from the papers from Indonesia have big impact and more impact than Chinese researchers. But we check the highest number is 5.5. So probably it's from Taiwan. It means the Taiwan research get a high citation. So I like to say thank you for the scholars in Taiwan regions. They make a cooperation, but make more contribution to the citation. And anyway, you can see the European country, the publication from European country and the North American, they got very high citation, right? So I mean, the scholars in Asian country, it's not so understand the situation probably in other countries. Now we need more cooperation with each other, and then we can sign each other and promote our journal. So that's a very important task. I think in this event, we also like to share this knowledge with each other. And also Putri and other editorial staffs in Tadulako University should pay attention to these phenomena. I think it's quite important. And the viewer count you can see here, I think the readers probably depend on the population size. So you can see, but anyway, Japan and China has a big reader groups near to 1,000. Right? In the South Korea, in Indonesia, there's more than 300. In American, there's more than 100. And the reader is also important because if they read the paper, then they will consider to sign the paper. So we also need to, just like a dissemination of our journal to the world. This time I also know that Tadulako University also opened our events via the YouTube in real time. I think it's very good challenges. I think it's a very good measures to promote our journal in the world. So we still prepared some figures that present the international cooperation, because I think the international cooperation in Asia regions is very important for us to develop this journal, to promote this journal. So you can see here, I think the top contributor to our journal, if we consider the 6 countries, Indonesia is ranked as the 5th. So when we check the figures in the left side, I think Indonesia start to contribute contribution to this journal. This figure is a start of 2015. So in 2015, Indonesia research make a good contribution to our university, but in 2016 and 2017, it's going down. But in 2019, it's still keep going up. And so in China, You can check this. But anyway, in the 2015, there also more big contributions, but they also going down. But in 2021, they make a very big contribution. Right? The same with the Japan. So now Japan and the China make a key player to this channel. I also looking forward to the key role from Indonesia. So this is another one. It's the publication size from the top. You can also see that Indonesia also ranked is the position 5. So when we change the publication number in this way, but the STC to me in 2018 the publication number is the biggest number along the countries. Anyway, I just show this one. It means the publication from our key countries need more contribution to this journal. And also, I'm looking forward to more cooperation between these top countries, top contributor to our journal. And we have to share more knowledge about the planning issue and the sustainable issues with each other. And then we can cite each other and share the knowledge with each other. And then we can make a strong communities in the future. Now the journal is ranked as the Q2 in the field of urban studies. And then my suggestion to our cooperation in the world is, the first one is more international cooperation. And like this, in the Kanazawa have international joint IRSPSD lab. So we also cover with Tadulako University, and we also cover with some university in North America, in Australia, in Abu Dhabi. So there's also in China. So that's mean we there's some. I think it's a very good how to say good way to contribute to our journals. Is one suggestion. Another one is the for achieving this, the more international workshop and conference is necessary for enhance the strong relation connection with each other. So that's all my talking, and looking forward to your key role to our journal in the future. So thank you very much, and thank you for your attention. Thank you, Hunter, for your merit for your moderating.
Thank you very much, Prof. Sen, for giving us such informative and interesting presentation. Actually, I made some conclusion, but due to the time limitation, I thought that it will be better if we directly go to the next speaker, and the Q&A session will be conducted after the second presentation. And our second speaker today is Ibu Putri Fitriati, PhD Engineering. And please allow me to share Ibu Putri short CV. Ibu Putri Fitriati, graduate bachelor from Hasanuddin University Makassar, Indonesia in 2004, and her master degree from 10 November Institute of Technology Surabaya, Indonesia in 2012, and graduate from Kanazawa University doctoral degree in 2018. She has some professional experience, such as Tadulako University Faculty of Engineering as a lecturer from 2006 until present, and also Habitasi Consultant from 2004 until 2006, and joined in Research Center of Hasanuddin University Regional Planning and Development Division from 2004 until 2006. Her research field and science architecture, tropical architecture, solar design, sustainable architecture, thermal design, and lighting design. She also joined in two academic society. First, Indonesian Architect Association, and the second is International Community of Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development. And she also reviews some in some journal, IRSPSD International, Journal of Cleaner Production, Building and Environment, Construction and Building Materials, and International Journal of Sustainable Society. What an achievement. And now Ibu Putri is an executive editor of IRSPSD Section C International, and also as a managing editor for SPSD after conference publication. And here are some publication and book chapter that Ibu Putri Fitriati has made. That is a short CV of Ibu Putri. Now, allow me to welcome Ibu Putri Fitriati to deliver her presentation. Ibu Putri, time is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hendra. I would like to say thank you for Professor Sens. Actually, Professor Sens is my supervisor when I was in PhD degree in Kanazawa University. So maybe that's reason why we collaborate each other. And I would like to thank you for the honorable deans from all of Indonesia and also the lecturer in Tadulako University and all the honorable scholar and researchers which is participate in this dissemination. So first, I would like to share some information about IRSPSD Section C, which we manage in engineering faculty of Tadulako University. Okay, the agenda, the list of the topic for my presentation is follow the rule 5W plus 1H. So what is IRSPSD Section C? Where is IRSPSD Section C? Why should IRSPSD Section C? And when IRSPSD Section C published, who are the involved party and how to submit to IRSPSD Section C. So as Vice Rector Professor Amar explained that International Review for Spatial Planning and Sustainable Development, it's the aim is to provide an integrated multidisciplinary platform that reflects a variety of perspectives and to achieve a sustainable urban form. So these include spatial planning, architecture and design, civil engineering, economic development, social equality, and ecological protection. And the scope of this journal is expected from multidisciplinary point of view, which is encompassing land use pattern, house development, transportation, agriculture, ecological system, disaster mitigation, green and smart city, green building and design. So here the 5 section of IRSPSD published section. The first section is the main section. This main section mainly published for after conference publication, which is usually published as a special issue. And for this special issue, we usually invite one guest editor, 1 and 2 guest editor to publish this after conference publication. Usually after conference publication have it's 8 issues, so we'll publish within the 2 years. And also we have a special issue which is from the guest editor who submit their proposal, and we can publish that as a main section. The third source of main section publication is regular submission. So this regular submission is for the authors that submit their manuscript directly to submission system of IRSPSD in Manuscript Central. The fourth section of IRSPSD, which is we call it section ABCD. So it include the planning process, which is the planning process should include first is include the concept, and then also the analysis, and after the analysis we implement the planning and design, and after that we evaluate that implementation, which is whether it is good or bad, something like that. And the the published paper is come from like a workshop and symposium papers. We publish that a special section and also a regular submission. So for workshop and symposium papers, it's SPSD community, international community, usually held once per year for international workshop in each countries, and so does the symposium papers. After that, we have a regular submission. So basically, this section A, B, C, and D have a regular mainly have a regular submission, and we publish their paper as a section. For example, for the published paper that IRSPSD already published, it's the type of theme, the theme that include in our paper is like urban and rural regeneration and cultural sustainability, which is mainly talk about planning and design for urban or also a rural. And after that, the paper is also like the most papers also talk about the transportation for carbon emission or for a green transportation, something like that. And another themes, the topic, the topic of the papers is also like disaster related research, such as disaster mitigation, planning for disaster, something like that. And these papers also talk about the landscaping, like a landscaping effect on thermal performance, and also like a potential of photovoltaic for a sustainable city. And last but not least, this journal published some paper about vertical greening, vernacular architecture, so and also the thermal of the buildings. This paper published not only about spatial planning, but but also published about the scale of the publication is from the buildings and community and landscape, and also to build a sustainable urban environment. So where is the IRSPSD section C? So here we have an office and website. like Professor Sun had to say explain us that IRSPSD is actually have 4 international office, which is in Kanazawa, Beijing, Fuzhou, and Palu. So the position of the office is Beijing office is in a School of Architecture, and Japan office, Kanazawa office in Kanazawa University, and Fuzhou office is in Fuzhou University. And for Palu office, it's in our hometown in Faculty of Engineering of Tadulako University. Here is the IRSPSD website. So IRSPSD, let's say, our chief editor wants to make the journal is not only one countries who manage the journal, but it's multi countries, so multi countries, and then it's purely academic. So it managed by several several university. So until now we have main section, which is managed by Tsinghua University, and section A, which is managed by Fuzhou University, and section C managed by Tadulako University. And we still have 2 sections, so section B and section D. Maybe from the participant, they want to collaborate with us to manage these 2 sections. But of course, we have to, get the permission from the chief editor, Professor Sun, about that. So so for that we can have a truly international collaboration, which is our journal is managed by we manage internationally from international office. So as we can see here, we have a website, but we have not launching that website yet. We actually wait for this dissemination for us to launch the website for international review for special planning and sustainable development for section C, which is planning and design implementation. So our website actually have until now, up to now, have 4 language. So for Japanese and English language, we can access from GS stage, and then for the main all section, it's also edited in English. It's a home, original homepage of IRSPSD, and we have 2 websites which is edited in Chinese, which is from Tsinghua University and IRSPSD for Fuzhou University, and our website for IRSPSDC is edited in Bahasa. So the next question, maybe the participant, why should I publish my paper with IRSPSD International? So here I will explain the benefit for publishing with us. First is our journal hosting as an open access. So if it access for open access, so we can know that we can gather a wider audience. So the reader, the reader will not pay for our paper to be read. And the second is our publication is truly free of publication charge. So there is some papers, but for some papers who have a truly excellent discussion in their manuscript, maybe after some suggestion from the reviewers and also from editors, your papers can be published with us as a major, it's like a major revision in English. So maybe you have to pay for 2,000 US dollars. It's only for proofreading, but it usually the paper submitted in IRSPSD journal is already proofreading with the native speaker. So it's mainly free of charge. And the next benefit is, of course, our journal is indexed in a famous index organization like Scopus and SG, as our chief editor explained before. And maybe the participant also like to know when the IRSPSD section see published. So here is the information. Our journal will be published how say 4 times a year. So it usually in 15 January, April, July, and October. This manuscript cycle, after the manuscript which is submitted in our journal, the author should choose the suitable section for their manuscript, such as maybe your manuscript is suitable for main section or section A or B or C or D. So after your paper is submitted, then we will have an admin checklist. So the checklist, this is the several checklists that we made for your manuscript. The first is whether your manuscript is within the scope of our journal. And the second is your journal will be processed for the similarity check. So for the similarity check, if your manuscript have so many similarity in another website, so maybe you failed to publish, or you can republish if your how to say manuscript is has a very interesting topic, and we give your manuscript back to you, so you have to resubmit it for the similarity check is reduced. And then your manuscript will be checked for the journal template. So our journal provide a template in our how to say home website. So the authors may download the template before they submit the manuscript. And the fourth is the manuscript structure. This is we check whether your manuscript structure is followed the how to say the structure of an academic writing. When you are not follow the academic writing, maybe our editors will give your manuscript back for the resubmit, so you can revise that according the manuscript structure for academic writing. When the manuscript successfully had say good have a successfully check for the admin checklist, so you pass for the admin checklist, then we will appoint a associate editor to process your manuscript. So this associate editor will also assess your manuscript whether the scope is enough for how say the discussion is enough for our quality of journal. And the appointed AE will appoint the reviewer. So usually we need 2 reviewers or maybe more. Sometimes we use 2 or 3 reviewers, or if we have some how to say want to second opinion, then we will appoint more reviewer for your how to say for your manuscript, especially the manuscript which is mostly debated between the reviewers. Like one reviewers accepted your manuscript, so they said this manuscript is very good, then you have to accept it after minor, as a minor, how to say, minor revision. And one reviewer said, this manuscript is really bad. So if the editor also feels that your manuscript can be improved to be accepted in our journal, so maybe we can appoint another reviewer for helping the decision of your manuscript. And this is the cycle for the accepted manuscript. When our author's manuscript is already accepted, so it usually, how to say, mostly the paper is accepted after 2-round review process, or maybe 3, and also one, only a little of it, only one cycle of review process. So for the, how to say, the participant who asked how long is this manuscript can be published, so I can answer that we never, we never answer that how long. So maybe probably only 3 months, probably it's 6 months, or probably over a year, because it's depend on the review process of the manuscript. And because our journal is truly how to say, academic journal, without, we didn't charge any fee from the journal, so the reviewer also a volunteer. So so uh, our journal is very appreciated for this kind of a reviewer. Like I see in the participant, we have some of reviewer like uh, Dr. Wisnu Setiawan. Yes, yeah, he also published in our journal. Like our colleague is Prof. Pindo Tutuko, and also Prof. Wikantioso. I also had to say meet him twice in Kanazawa. After the paper is accepted, and we have to do the English proofreading. So for this English proofreading, the time limit is 1 month. So for 1 month, your manuscript will be English proofread. As you know, it's not because this English proofreading, if your, how to say, language is your, how to say, your grammatical error or typo is only a minor, then it's free of charge. And after that, we have format proof taking. So this format proof taking, I say, it's about, sometimes you already use the template for IRSPSD, but we have to check carefully whether the styles is the same, and then the figures, and then the caption, and then something like that. So it's for format proof taking. In this format proof taking, we also check about yours, citation, whether the source you cite in your manuscript is available in your reference, or vice versa. In your reference, whether you cited in the main body of your manuscript. This also include when you present figures or tables, or something like that, we have to check whether the figures or tables is cited in your text. So this, for format proof taking, we need 1 month. The cycle is 1 month, and after that, after the format proof taking, then your article is ready to publish. It's the article, the manuscript is transferred to a publication manager. So in this case is Mr. Lee Yun Feng. So for the manuscript cycle, we how to say, after you accept after your paper is accepted, it's not that uh, directly available online. So you have to wait maybe for 3 months or for 6 months. And for your request, maybe we can make your manuscript online in our website for article in press. So some of the authors ask their manuscript to be uploaded online, so people can read that before the publication date. So your manuscript is delivered for a publication date after its format proof checking is ready. About the published paper, so we have a rule in IRSPSD journal that each section includes 3 to 8 papers. That's why maybe our publication is not as much as cities like the big journal that already known for the scholars. The next question is, who are the involved party? So in our journal, we have editor-in-chief, as you know, Professor Zhen Jiangshen for his presentation, and then executive editor. We have Dr. Ying Long from Tsinghua University, Dr. Yan Ma from Fuzhou University, and myself. And after the executive editor, we have many associate editors. So each section have their associate editor, and this associate editor may, how to say, even though they belong in each section or all section, we may cross the manuscript to them. So when we have to say, when the editor-in-chief make a decision, maybe this paper is suitable for section A, while the manuscript is submitted to section C. So we can do that collaboration. And then we have 3 secretary, which is Miss Lily for the Tsinghua office, Miss Jingjing Wang for Fuzhou office, and Miss Miftahul Haira for Tadulako University office. And our publishing editor is Mr. Yun Feng, Lee Yun Feng. Here, I didn't present all of the editorial board because we have many. So here, Professor Wikantioso, also the member of editorial board, Professor Pindo Tutuko, and here we also have Dr. Aini, which is my kohai in university, and Dr. Aini is from University of Merdeka Malang, and also Ade Chandra is also my kohai also. So it's my junior in a PhD doctor degree, but for reality, it's my senior. Okay. And here we have local editorial board. So here is the local editorial board, which is managed the IRSPSD section C. So it include Professor Amar, and then Professor Andi Rusdin, and also Professor Andi Arham. And the associate editor is Dr. Ade Chandra from University of Sumatera Utara, and Dr. Aini from University of Merdeka Malang, and Dr. Ribai from Tadulako University. Our last question, maybe maybe the participant want to submit in our journal, so they might ask how to submit to IRSPSD. So here you have to prepare for submitting to IRSPSD. First is you have to download the IRSPSD template, so you can find here the in spsd press.org, and your your manuscript should have not been published or under consideration with another journal. So if we found that your manuscript is under this consideration of another journal, we truly sorry that we cannot accept a manuscript. And we also check the author must also check the similarity of their manuscript is no more than 30%, especially the manuscript which already submitted to a conference. So if you have a conference manuscript, conference paper, so a conference may include 6 to 8 papers. So for this, you have to make a major revision to be published in IRSPSDC. So you can publish that as research articles. And the manuscript should be no less than 5,000 words and no more than 8,000 words. And also it's no more than 18 pages. For the submitting paper, we run the double-blind review process. So when you write your manuscript, you submit your manuscript, make sure that no author's details write on your manuscript. So no author details is not allowed. So in the template, there is in a template there is author details, but you may blank that part for the review process before submitting. Don't worry, because after the review process and your manuscript will be accepted, and we will put the author's details on your manuscript. And one most important things before submitting your manuscript.
Excuse me, just for a while. I got information that Professor Sun must leave the room now because he has a meeting in 1 p.m. Japanese time, which is 1 hour ahead from Palu time. So Prof. Sun must leave the room now, but he mentioned that Ibu Putri, Professor Putri knows very well about the journal, so all questions will be answered by Professor Putri. Prof. Sen, we do apologize for the delay, Sensei, so you cannot join the meeting until finish.
Thank you very much for organizing this wonderful event. I think Putri know this journal very well, so I think he could should be definitely answer all questions. And if Professor's question we need to discuss, please let me know. Okay. Thank you very much. And thank you
very much.
Thank you so much, Professor, for attendance.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Please continue.
Okay, sorry for the delay. So for another important part before submitting your manuscript is you may have to use a reference manager such as Mendeley or EndNote or Zotero or some reference manager like that. And also please do your English proof reading before you submit to our journal. So after that ready, you can submit the manuscript, your manuscript to our website. Here, the website of the submission system of our journal is in mc.manuscriptcentral.com/IRSPSD. So if you are interested, you may how to say, you may contact us or you may how to say, directly access our website. So this is the actually the template of our journal. So you can see here for the first page, the first line is your title, and the second is maybe the second title of your manuscript. So sometimes authors made mistake that they will put their title in italic, how to say, italic form. So maybe your title should be put in a first line, and the second title will be put as a italic title. And before submitting your manuscript, please, how to say, erase all the author's details. So we will, how to say, conduct the review process for your manuscript. Here's some figures and tables rules that you can read in our home website. After you submit to, after you access the Manuscript Central, if you never submit to our manuscript, maybe you have to sign up as an authors. So here is the, how to say, authors menu. So you can click in that, and after that you will see start new submission, and then like a click button, like a begin submission. So you can click that, and this display you will find. So there is a 6 step of submission before you successfully send your manuscript. You deliver your manuscript to us. First is you might have to choose what type of section you want to publish with us. So if you participant from the conference, like international conference, is IRSPSD international conference, so you may click or check for after conference publication. And if your manuscript is talking about design concept, planning strategies, and design concept, so you may submit to sections A. When your manuscript mostly talk about the analysis for to be implemented to, how to say, the manuscript analysis for planning or design, you may submit your manuscript in section B. And for sorry for the technical problem. So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for the technical problem we face here. I will continue. So if your manuscript is talking about mainly discuss about the planning or design implementation, so you already have an analysis for planning or design, and it has to be implemented, then maybe your manuscript should be submitted in this section. And the last section is for section D is planning assessment, planning and design assessment. So this planning and design assessment is how to say, after the concept made and analysis is made and it's implemented, sometimes we need to assess the impact of the planning or design that we already made. So maybe your manuscript will be submitted in this planning and design assessment. So thank you so much for your participation, and I will directly, I will moderator. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibu Putri, Professor Putri. We do apologize for the technical problems. So there are some main point that I got from the two speakers, such as this IRSPSD. There are 4 sections in IRSPSD, and also open access for a wider audience, and hundreds of registered articles. And also, I heard some good news, free of charge, and the journal also index and good rank now in quartile Q2 in quartile 2. So now we can move to the Q&A session. There are some questions that I get from the chat column. So we can see, oh, sorry. Until now, there are around 4 questions, and maybe some of the questions already answered by Ibu Putri. For example, the first question from Sahriana Syam from Hasanuddin University, Makassar. How much does it cost to submit to this journal, and how long it took to be accepted? I believe that the questions already answered by Ibu Putri. If there are still some not clear information, please write down your question in the chat column. And the second question, whether the presentation will be shared. Oh, already answered as well from Ibu Sofia. Yes, we already shared the list of attendees for the participant, and the presenter, the material of the speaker will be shared in at the end of the session. And how about the proofreading? There are any feature given by IRSPSD journal? The question is from Ibu Resti Karisma from Bogor Institute of Agriculture. And also the last question from Ibu Yuli Asmi, Tadulako University, if the articles include are related to the smart grid planning or concept, or renewable energy implementation, but are reviewed to electrical analysis. Which section should we have? So please, Ibu Putri, if you want to answer the question, time is yours. Ah, unmute dulu. Bukan. Co-host tidak bisa.
Okay. Thank you. Would you please share the question? Okay, thank you so much for Ibu Resti Karisma. About the proofreading, we have a proofreading. Just for we have an English proofreading, which is Miss Tracy. So you can directly, you can directly send her an email for English proofreading, something like that. But it's not, the rate of charge from our journal, it's 2,000 US dollars. So it's not actually for the journal, but for Miss Tracy and the team. So she have a English proofreading team. Maybe if that can answer your question. So for the, I repeat once again, about the proofreading, you can search for another proofreading, or you can have your English proofreading with our English editor, Miss Tracy. And for IRSPSDC, we also have one of the English proofreading. We'll put that in our website. Thank you. So I hope that can answer the question for Ibu Resti Karisma. And about the question from Ibu Yuli Asmi, I think for the smart grid planning and concept or renewable energy implementation, it's maybe it should be, you should submit your manuscript to section B, the planning and design.
Okay, mati. Okay. Oh, sorry. Something wrong with Ibu Putri laptop, so you can move to my computer or Gabriela computer. Iya. Oke. Bisa lah, nanti saya buka. Oke. Unmute dulu. Dari Gabriela saja. Gabriela. We do apologize. Please continue, Ibu Putri, about the question number 4 from Ibu Yuli.
Yes, for the question for Ibu Yuli, I think your manuscript can be submitted as section B, so planning and design analysis. Because in planning and design analysis, we published the paper which is discussed about the analysis which impacted to which will be useful or benefit for urban planning for how to say sustainable urban planning, something like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ibu Putri, for the answer. Because no other question in chat column, we can now we can open the Q&A directly, so the participant can question directly to Ibu Putri. Is there any question from the participant? I thought that it will be okay if you ask in Bahasa Indonesia. If there's someone who need the answer or the question to be translated to English, we will try to help. Silakan Bapak Ibu kalau ada yang ingin ditanyakan dalam bahasa Indonesia, silakan. We can discuss in bilingual English or bahasa. Sepertinya Ibu Resti tadi ada masalah juga dengan jaringannya. Beliau menanyakan tentang nama dari yang proofreading, English proofreading, apakah memungkinkan beliau, Ibu Resti, mendapatkan kontaknya untuk bisa berhubungan langsung dengan Miss Tracy ya. Silakan Ibu Putri, bagaimana dengan yang dari Ibu Resti? Mute.
Baik, terima kasih Ibu Resti. Jadi untuk kontaknya, saya jawab pakai bahasa Indonesia, tidak apa-apa ya. Untuk kontaknya itu bisa diakses halaman websitenya. Jadi di halaman website dari IRSPSD itu kita bisa mengakses atau meng-email Miss Tracy. So you can just access the home page of the journal. So maybe we can share here, or later we can send you the contact, the email for Tracy. So I need to check first. Maybe next question. It's okay. International office.
Of course, Ibu Aini tidak punya pertanyaan ya. Atau Pak Rifai barangkali, silakan Pak, soalnya Pak Rifai ini TP2SP. Kalau ada pertanyaan Pak Rifai, is there any question?
Tidak ada pertanyaan, belum pertanyaan ini. Ya, tadi mungkin suara saya kedengaran?
Kedengaran Pak, kedengaran.
Tadi Ibu Putri sempat mengatakan biaya untuk 2.000, mungkin slip tahun.
Okay, it's 200, sorry.
Ya, sorry,
yes, 200, sorry.
Dan it
200
dan it
200 US dollar.
Mungkin dengan bahasa Inggris yang ada mungkin, karena pada ujung-ujungnya nanti akan dihubungi oleh Miss Tracy untuk meningkatkan English-nya, dan itu sekaligus tawaran dengan angka 200 USD itu. Jadi jurnal kita sekarang kita tidak menerima pembayaran, ini dibayar ke pihak ketiga yang sudah direkomendasikan oleh jurnal yang kita punya. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Rifai. And also we have question from Ibu Sofia. Is it able to inform the website address of the journal in this chat? So Ibu Putri will share the website address of the journal on the chat column. Ladies and gentlemen, is there any question? Ada pertanyaan lagi, saya persilahkan. Tadi terima kasih Pak Rifai, informasi yang luar biasa, mengkoreksi. Saya juga mau bertanya tadi sebenarnya begitu mendengar $2.000. Ternyata yang benarnya adalah $200 ya untuk Miss Tracy, dan itu bukan untuk jurnal tapi untuk proofreading ya. Sepertinya Pak Rifai juga sudah men-share website address dari jurnal, dari IRSPSD di kolom chat. Sama-sama Ibu Sofia. Bapak Ibu, kalau sudah tidak ada pertanyaan, baiklah, kalau memang semuanya sudah jelas, karena memang tadi penjelasan dari presentation from Prof. San and Ibu Putri very clear, and so hopefully we can understand. But if we need some more information, the committee will share the PPT from the both speaker. Hopefully the committee, maybe you can share the PPT from the speakers now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we finally come to the end of this session. Before I close this session, I would like to take to sum up about the IRSPSD journal. So hopefully this is a very good chance to us to publish our manuscript in IRSPSD journal, because there are 4 sections and acceptable for a wider audience and free of charge. I remember one question actually. Is it possible, Ibu Putri, for me, for example, if I want to submit but I don't want to, I want to use the other proofreading, not the proofread provided by the IRSPSD. Is that okay?
It's okay. It's really okay. So many of our manuscript is not how to say, it's not submit to Miss Tracy. So if the manuscript is already good, so it's only a minor, let's say minor mistake in their English, then it will totally free of charge, because you already spend your money. I mean, you already spend your money in English proofreading with another, let's say, proofreader company, something like that.
Okay, thank you Ibu Putri. Jadi
thank you so much.
Untuk proofread, seandainya kita punya sumber lainnya, kita tidak harus menggunakan proofread yang disediakan oleh IRSPSD. Mungkin kita punya teman atau sahabat, keluarga yang tentunya kita bisa menggunakan sumber-sumber tersebut. Ada pertanyaan lagi nih barangkali? From Pak Wisnu, in IRSPSD website, Pak Wisnu cannot see the volume for section B and D. Bagaimana mengakses both section? How to access section B and D?
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Wisnu, I guess Dr. Wisnu is already published with us, is the first published section C. It's the manuscript from Dr. Wisnu. Thank you so much for your contribution. Section B and Section D, it's actually we didn't have any collaboration with with another university. So it is open for if there is university who wants to collaborate to manage the Section B and Section D. Professor Sun is most welcome. So the submission from Section B and Section D is mainly for Section B. I myself take charge of the submission from Section B. So now I'm the executive editor for Section B and also Section C. And for the Section D is take charge by Dr. Ying Long from Tsinghua University. Because maybe in the future when we have when we organize all of the papers and collaborate with another university, we can publish with Section B and Section D. Thank you so much, Dr. Wisnu, for your good question. Please.
Presentation that will be shared by the committee. So,
Excuse me, sir, your microphone, Mr.
I do apologize. I'm so sorry. I forgot to activate my. So, Ibu Putri presentation already shared in the column, in the chat column. So we will wait for Prof. Sun presentation that will be shared by the committee. Any more question? So do the time limitation. So maybe we come to the end of decision. I like to thank the speakers, Ibu Putri and Prof. Sun.
Thank you so much
for the crystal clear presentation and especially for the all participants for the kind attention and very active participation. Once again, I thank you very much for all of you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. I
Waalaikumsalam.
give back the session to the MC. Thank you.
Gabriela. Oke. Terima kasih kami ucapkan kepada narasumber kita pada hari ini yaitu Profesor Xiang Jensen dan Dr. Putri Fitriati dan moderator workshop kita pada hari ini yang luar biasa juga Bapak Dr. Hendra Setiawan. Semoga apa yang telah disampaikan oleh kedua narasumber kita pada hari ini bisa bermanfaat untuk kita semua.
We would like to thank the speakers, Professor Zen Sen, Dr. Putri Fitriati, and the moderator, Dr. Hendra Setiawan. Hopefully, what has been conveyed by the speakers can be beneficial for all of us.
Bapak Ibu, sebelum masuk ke acara yang terakhir, kita akan menyaksikan video penghargaan untuk kedua narasumber kita. Kepada panitia yang bertugas, kami persilakan.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the next agenda, we will watch the video appreciation for our two speakers. We invite the committee on that day.
Hadirin sekalian, kita lanjut ke acara kita yang berikutnya, yaitu penutupan dan pengumuman ICOSIAT 2021 kepada Bapak Dr. Andi Rusdin. Kami persilakan dengan hormat.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next activity is the closing and announcement of ICOSIAT 2021. The speech will be delivered by Dr. Andi Rusdin. Time is yours. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our next activity is the closing and announcement of ICOSIAT 2021. The speech will be delivered by Dr. Andi Rusdin. Time is yours.
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear my voice. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Senjian Seng, and he already left the online meeting, and also to Dr. Putri for the presentation about the IRSPSD International Journal. Also, thank you to the moderator, Dr. Hendra, very nice guide from you. The committee, Dr. Setiawan, and his team that organized this dissemination. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that all participants receive sufficient explanation to write in the journal IRSPSD, and the journal itself are managed in Indonesia so that it can be easier to communicate. Even though to publish, there are still many requirements that must be made, but we are waiting for your writing to the journal, and we hope that we can read your research work at IRSPSD. There is an opportunity to publish in the journal of IRSPSD by another way, by attending an international conference at the Faculty of Engineering at the University of Tadulako. If your paper is selected for publication. And then we tell you that in September this year, 2021, we will carry out an international conference, collaborate with IRSPSD. So it is also possible to publish your paper in the journal. And the name of the journal is ICOSIAT. We already held first conference last year, and this year we will continue to carry out international conference, and we hope you can join the conference. And the conference also will be indexed in Scopus. We hope that we can make it. And in the next activity, we will also conduct workshops for writing in IRSPSD, and also for reviewers. If you are interested to become a reviewer in IRSPSD, maybe Dr. Putri can guide you how to become the reviewers. And last but not least, thank you very much, and see you in the next question. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, Bapak Ibu hadirin yang berbahagia, kami mengingatkan kembali untuk mengisi link absen, dan link absen tersebut akan Bapak Ibu, jadi jangan lupa untuk mengisi. Untuk linknya panitia telah sematkan di kolom chat Zoom ini. Terima kasih.
We remind you to to fill list of attendees that share on chat section.
Hadirin yang kami hormati, akhirnya kita sampai ke Saya mewakili panitia sekali lagi mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Bapak Dekan Fakultas Teknik, seluruh pimpinan, narasumber, dan seluruh peserta sosialisasi atas kehadiran. Akhir
I
kata,
represent
wabillahi
the
taufiq wal
committee.
Okay,
Once again, we would like to thank the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, all leadership elements. Special thanks for our speakers and all socialization participants for your attendance and your attention to following this event.
Akhir kata dari kami MC, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We remind you to fill list of attendees that share on chat section. The committee will send the presentation and the certificate by email, so please check out your inbox or spam. So please check out your inbox on email or spam column. Thank you.
Thank you.